There we go. That was nearly a disaster. All right. I'm going to start with roll call. When I say your name, please say here. Senator Price. Senator Manning has an approved absence. Senator Barrett. Senator Vargas. Senator Waller.
Here.
Senator Rojas. Senator Tran.
Present.
Senator McCain. Senator Ocampo. Senator McNamara. Senator Buchanan. Senator Scott. Senator McQueary. Senator Kirkby. Senator Gossett.
Here.
Senator Kai.
Here.
Senator O. Senator Lozama. Senator Carnes. Senator McGinnis. Senator Holman is absent. Senator Santee. Senator Reed. Senator King. Senator Uden has an approved absence. Senator Minnick.
Here.
Senator McAdams. Senator Govea is on his way. Senator Niet. Senator Harlan. Senator Black. Senator Mattern.
Here.
Senator Khan.
Here.
Senator Okiki.
Here.
And Chief Justice Burleson. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share screen and approve and show y'all's last week's minutes. You've had the chance to review last week's minutes. I entertain a motion to approve or to vote and approve last week's minutes. All in favor of approving last week's minutes, please raise your hand or do a thumbs up emoji. All opposed, please raise your hand or do a thumbs up emoji. Any abstentions? All right, that is approved. I'm going to go ahead and share the agenda real quick. Is anybody here for speaker's podium or for open forum? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move right along to speaker's podium. This week we have the Director of Facilities, Dr. Andy Kraus. He's here to talk to you all about a potential grant proposal with the Texas Department of Transportation.
Fantastic. Can everybody hear me okay? Fantastic. My name is Andy Kraus. I oversee facilities here on the main campus, UT Tyler. What I'm here to talk about is we're working on a grant proposal, and Landry's actually a member of our team, with faculty members, staff members, members of the community are taking place. I'm actually heading to another meeting right after this to talk about this very same thing. What we're trying to do is put together a grant for alternative transportation along the perimeter of our campus. You know, we've talked about for years, maybe you've heard about it from the past or previous students, about building a network of pedestrian sidewalks, mixed use paths along the perimeter of campus, along some, additionally improving some of the ones that are currently on campus. So to basically improve the connectivity within our campus and on the exterior of our campus, to connect to the community, to connect to retail space like Ice House safely and things along those lines. Other aspects of this grant that will Old Doman connect to our housing and then our new sidewalk that goes out to Victory Village. We have plans. Well, I won't get into the master plan. That's still in draft phase. I'm sorry, but working on the master plan, finalizing it now. Once that comes out, you'll see the expansion and additional facilities we're looking at that you may or may not have already heard about through some of your other discussions for the east portion of our land. We're looking at expansion within the next 0 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, and 10 plus, all in that direction. So that'll all be that's part of the justification of why we're looking at potentially a pedestrian bridge, provide continuous, safe pedestrian traffic flow to East Campus. And when I say East Campus, I mean Liberty Landing, right? The portion of land over there connecting to Victory Village, and then even the 100 acres behind that, which we own as well. In case you didn't know that, we own 100 acres behind Victory Village to the north, almost all the way up to the Oil Palace, is all UT Tyler property. So that's land that we're looking to develop in the future. And again, trying to do this grant to help get the pedestrian path safely over there, to have a continuous safe path. We already have the hawk light, but we'd like to improve it. Additionally, anybody who has anybody here tried to cross University Boulevard? I should not see anybody shaking their head yes or raising their hand. I appreciate that. I'm giving you guys a hard time because we don't have a crosswalk right here, right? There's no safe place to cross to get to Ice House, to get to, if you're not 21, disregard the winery thing over there, Enoch's. It's coffee. So you go over there for the coffee house. But one of the things I worry about is the fact that we don't have a pedestrian crossing at our south entrance right here. Sorry, right there. So what we're looking at doing, and we're actually, the College of Engineering, Mina, him and his students are doing it. Any college engineer, civil engineering students in here? Okay. We have a traffic study going on right now by our students, partnered with the city, to help us get justification for putting a stoplight and pedestrian crossing right outside here, our exit here by Souls College Business. That way we do two things, right? A safe pedestrian crossing across, but then also to provide additional traffic flow, additional traffic control to help better the exiting from main campus.
No, sometimes they cut out randomly. I'm sorry.
That's true.
Yeah.
We really should have put mics in the ceiling in this room.
Yes, I agree. We should put mics.
So
on the
my
ceiling.
apologies. Do I need to start this whole monologue over? Please say no. So that's what the grant's about. The grant's really about seeking funds that the state is putting out there, and the state's putting $250 million out there for this type of grant. And we're going to ask for it. We're going to put together a proposal. If there's $250 million out there, send 25 million our way, right? Let's do this right. And that's basically the number we're asking for. Right now, that's a scope we're at is right around 24, 25 million. So we're not talking a small ask. This is all in line with our master plan, which is in the final stages of approval, all in line with our future growth projections, the next 5 years of major construction. All this is in line. And this is another source of funds that we can use to positively impact connectivity, mobility, and access, physical access. So it's something we're very excited about. Are there any questions? And did this mic work better for everybody online? Fantastic. I see a head nodding yes.
I'll add that one of the purposes of this is that later in the meeting we're going to vote and we will draft a letter of support if it passes. And so that's kind of the purpose of us coming here, because also one of the things that we're trying to do is get letters of support from community leaders. And so it helps having internal community as well supporting this. And so then once we have all those letters of support, we present that to the Texas Department of Transportation. So.
Yeah, thank you, Landry. And something that I really like about this process, I said at the very beginning, is that it's not just me. A lot of times I just end up writing these things, right? It's just how it happens with grants, or I'll work with student success or rec sports or something like that. This one, we have student involvement, faculty involvement, student involvement, even on the signal warrant, doing the traffic study. This has been, and we have community involvement. Like I said, the meeting right after this is same thing, to get community involvement and members on our team too. So this will be a joint ask from UT Tyler and the city with TxDOT support already. So this is a significant project we're working on, and we're very excited for it. And so I really do hope we do get the letter of support from the SGA. It means a lot to the process. It means a lot to the whole effort. So any questions?
There's a question on Zoom
Okay.
from Senator Mattern. Go ahead.
Hi, if we don't get the full $25 million awarded, do we have a plan if they award us less than 25 million?
Absolutely. Everything that I do in construction, I always have to have a value engineered plan, which means a reduced scope to meet our primary, or rather our top priorities. And the top priorities in this is our southern entrance and the perimeter sidewalks. Everything else would come secondary.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is Robert Bennett, VP. So I did have, so I know that we have a crosswalk over here at Liberty, and it works. But you know, a sky bridge would be better. But in terms of a crosswalk over here, with not only with it being, instead of just 2 lanes and then a median, over here it being 4 lanes and a median, and so close to the other light there at the intersection of University and Old Omen, and with it being such a much faster speed limit, will the speed limit change, and is it a viable thing to put there?
Good question. Did everybody hear the question? Because it's a very good question. Fantastic. I'm going to assume that's a yes, because I did not hear a no. So yes, it is viable. That was the first thing I did before we even got anywhere in this. I met with TxDOT. That's a TxDOT road. You guys don't know that. Some roads are managed by TxDOT, some are managed by the city, county, etc. That one is managed by the state, TxDOT. So I met with them to figure out what requirements they have for the very questions you brought, or question you brought up. Can we even do this? Will it physically meet the requirements that TxDOT puts out there? Do they prefer it? No, because of its proximity to the light. But given our surge traffic flow, given accidents along University, given other considerations, they all go into what's called a signal warrant. There are 4 requirements for a signal warrant. I won't bore you with the technical details because they're literally number of cars per minute, cars per hour, etc. But we're working on that signal warrant, and yes, it can be done. Yes, that was the first verification. And what we'd be looking at, and thank you for asking that question, what we'd be looking at would be a median crossing. If you've ever been to the bigger cities or some other cities where they have a central median, I think I was just in New Orleans and they had that across Canal Street, I think. There's just a median you walk to, and then you got another crosswalk to get from the median to the other side with a stoplight. And we would be working to lower the speed limit, because I don't need this to be a drag strip from Lazy Creek to Old Oak, because it literally goes from 35 towards University Bowl, or towards the loop by the dry cleaner, to 45 to 55. And I like to keep that slower along the edge of campus. Yep. Anything else? Oh,
Senator Carnes. So just for clarification, we're trying to get a crosswalk here at the south entrance, as well as one over by Liberty, correct?
landing. We have what's called the hawk light, if you've heard us refer to that, right? The push button.
Mhm.
So we're looking to get a crosswalk here at our south entrance along University to cross to the sidewalk system, because there's a sidewalk system near the commercial across the street. So yes,
And so over at Liberty, a sky bridge, correct?
we're looking at a pedestrian bridge. I won't call it a sky bridge. I appreciate that. But we're looking at a pedestrian bridge just because of what we're planning on putting out there. We would like to not impact the traffic flow along Old Omen, but also provide consistent, continuous, safe passage for pedestrian traffic.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Did that make sense? I just said a couple. Okay, I just want to make sure. There are a lot of questions today.
I said mine was a comment. So hi, I'm Treasurer Luna, I guess. And so my sister goes to the University of Texas in Arlington, and they actually utilize their bridge a lot. And I like seeing it because I remember leaving and just like a huge horde of students just like walked across the street. And I think it'd be very helpful for us to create like an ecosystem with the businesses around us, just like over there is like. So I like that idea. If it is something that we can do, I know it's kind of like wide and stuff. So.
And that's a good point. Business development is something we're looking at as well as part of our justification. We're trying to make it to where it's not looked at as just a benefit to us. It's a benefit to our neighbors. the businesses around us. It's a benefit to the traffic flow, everything. This impacts positively.
VP Bennett again. So you discussed putting in new sidewalks around the university, fixing old sidewalks. Can you go a little bit more into detail on those plans?
Yes. So I'm just trying to think of what has been approved so far in the planning process. I know I'll talk a little bit about Ms. Tolliver, Senior Vice President Tolliver's comments. I've worked with her a lot on a number of accessibility throughout campus. And so an improvement we can make on the north end of campus for the sidewalk system up there near Rattler. We talked about that before, an accessibility walk that happened on campus, or maybe it was another group. But things like that, those are improvements we're looking at doing. While they all meet ADA, and I'm the one who's responsible for that. So if there is an issue, let me know, but they all meet ADA. While they do all meet ADA by code, and do something to improve the inner sidewalk loop, we'll do what we can and see what we can do. So that's one of them. Another one is some of the perimeter sidewalks we have, we'd like to do shared use to where we can get some crushed granite is one of the things we've talked about on the edging for the cross country team. All right, we have cross country, we have runners all over the place that you don't want to run on concrete all the time or asphalt, in case you guys know that. So we want to provide a good surface for them to be able to run on and compete on, or compete on. So does that work? Good, fantastic. Any other questions?
I go on right here.
Oh, okay.
This question may be a little far down the line, but I know a popular thing for students to do is to try to find parking that's free and then walk to campus. And so I didn't know how y'all would limit or allow parking over there for the students to walk over here, or so they're not taking away business from the businesses and all that kind of stuff. I just didn't know if y'all had a plan for that or thought about that.
This is being recorded, right? Okay. I'm just making sure. So parking is a very popular topic. Sorry, I'm trying to think of a better way to say it. And we're actively working on it. There's a committee, another committee, and another committee that we're working on this. We're actually looking at not only the physical number of spots and locations, but the operational side of it, like reserve parking. We're looking at reserve parking. We're looking at a variety of things like that. But man, I didn't answer your question directly. Your exact question, to answer your question directly, no, we have not discussed any operational means yet to control that. Man, that was a tough one. Can we not ask so sensitive questions? Parking, might as well ask me about stuff like that for people.
What are some things we can help you do to get that full amount of the grant, apart from getting you a letter?
Good question. And I do appreciate that, because student support, student buy-in is incredibly important. So the SGA letter of support will be incredibly beneficial. If you have any ideas of additional support avenues, we're already working with the mayor's office, city manager, TxDOT, anything, senators, judges, whatever, let us know. Landry is on the team. He literally is on the team. He's actually on 3 of the subcommittees with me. Or is it 2?
I think 2. Right
I think
now.
it's 2.
Yeah.
I brought you in on the scope to discuss it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 2 subcommittees he's on. He's helping with actively, which I love. I love having student involvement. Number of student workers, actually all my mentees have graduated. Never mind. Love having student workers and mentees and everything as part of the program and everything we're trying to work on. But if you think of anything that would be a line of support, because we have the scope, we have the process, we have a fantastic team working on it. But the biggest difference maker in all of this will be 2 things. Our overall support, like the diversity of support. So we can get local politicians. We can get, hopefully, right, assuming they support this effort, which I would assume they would. We can get our neighbors, the student government. If you guys support it, we have you guys. We have faculty, we have staff. But what else? What am I missing? I mean, there's going to be connections out there or support that I'm not aware of, or I'm just overlooking, that could make all the difference in the world. So if you have anything like that, please bring it up to Landry. He's actually on the community. I know for a fact because we're doing that after this. So get with Landry with the information. Be very grateful. And did I answer the two things? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And it has been a long day.
Is there anything currently stopping you from possibly achieving that full amount?
Politics. No, let's be honest, right? $250 million is what they're planning on issuing across the state. We're not the only ones talking about this. We're not the only ones having discussions like this to garner support. We're not the only ones that have a legitimate reason to use this, or not reason, claim, ask a legitimate reason for using this money. So that's really it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of politics that get involved. If a number of other locations within our region ask for a lot of money, they're probably not going to give 200 million of the 250 to East Texas. Texas is a big state. I do know that some of the bigger projects that I was worried about consuming some of the ask from this region are no longer being asked. So that is one of the reasons why I'm pushing this hard as well, because I know Kilgore, well, I won't go into details. I just know some other ones are not being part of this ask. So anything else?
All right.
Fantastic.
Seeing nothing else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if anybody you brought up, if you think of anything else, please, by all means, Landry's part of the team. You can contact me.
Just let me know.
Yeah. Much appreciated. I appreciate you guys letting me come talk to everybody today.
Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and move right into officer reports. And obviously, this is something that I've been working on for the past week now, I guess. Tomorrow, me and Senator Okiki leave for UT SAC. So wish us luck there. Other than that, school. So I'll go ahead and pass it along to Vice President Bennett.
I don't have much to report other than the watch party from Tuesday, which I will be saving for committee reports.
Secretary Dix.
Hello. So I don't know if you guys saw, but I posted about the watch party. I was sad I wasn't able to make it. I had class. But what I'm working on right now is creating those social media posts for all the colleges. So make sure you guys are sending me your headshots, and they don't have to be like they don't have to be specifically a headshot, just a nice photo. You know, I don't have a professional headshot or any graduation photos like that, so I have to kind of figure it out. But yeah, just no like group photos. Just make sure it's just a photo of you. And then the other thing that I've been working on for months now is the website header. I finally got it. So there it is. It's new. Richard Lave about that. So he's been helping me along the way. And then the rest will be in committees.
All right. Treasurer Luna.
Hello. It seems like everything. All my other things. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Chief of Staff Peters.
I've just been working on the attendance email that everyone should have received and the general assembly time presentation.
Perfect. Move right along to committee reports. Oh, one announcement too before we move on. Constitutional change that was made and voted on last semester to where the executive board no longer has a vote in the Senate has now been approved. And so the executive board, I'm sorry, you cannot vote in anything. Josh Neves has not been published. You can vote. Congratulations. Once it is published, whenever the executive board motions for something, they will have to motion for it in the same manner that I do. So they will have to entertain a motion, it will have to be carried, and then it will have to be seconded. Just FYI. Okay, committee reports, events.
So as all of y'all probably saw on Tuesday, if you were there, I was super excited about the whole thing. And we had to stop it early because things weren't coming in, but I just wanted to give you all a little bit of an update. So it's currently 48-48 on control of the Senate. And for the House, it is 209 for the GOP and 109 for the Democrats. So I'm super excited about all this. I think y'all saw that. I just wanted to include that. It's really cool. I love this. That's it.
Awesome. Communications committee.
Um, you
I think the mic might cut out. Yeah. Sorry.
hello?
There it goes. You're good now.
Yeah, okay. And then we just kind of talked about shots in or just nice pictures of yourself, just so we can get those posts out and all of that. And so we just kind of also talked about formatting and how we just logistically want all of that to look when we post it on the page. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Awesome. All right. SGAC.
Hello again. We didn't have any official hearings. We did have an email from the Asian Student Association, but they were using an unapproved vendor. So, and they already like went through the process of getting the shirts made. So we couldn't really do anything about that. So they decided that they were just going to take care of it. For this week though, when we met, we just went over kind of like how we have everything situated in the shared drive and how the budget looks like, and kind of like explaining them what I do behind the scenes before we meet and stuff. So they kind of have an understanding. They also got to see where we're at in the budget.
Awesome. Rules committee.
Did not meet.
Awesome. Environmental sustainability committee. Mike pass. Mike pass. Mike has arrived.
We met on Tuesday. We are just about ideas and stuff. And then we have 2 important meetings on November 16th that we're going to try to go to through Zoom. So
Awesome. All right. GSA, Alexis, I'm going to get with you. All right, we'll move to student voice reports. Souls College of Business.
For me, mostly it's people trying to get into their classes now that they've opened up. So just trying to recommend people go to group advising since it's offered for the College of Business. Other than that, I know a student organization was having trouble getting registered. So I was trying to help them, ACM. So they're one within the College of Business. So I was trying to kind of help point them in the way for there, but that's all really I have.
Okay.
This isn't like really business, but is anyone graduating in here this semester? Anyone? Oh, well, this is for Beverly then. They sent out an email. I don't know if you saw it, but they may have sent out some wrong cap and gowns. So just be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I saw that earlier today. I think mine's right. Hope so.
All right, graduation's always a fun topic for seniors. Senator Buchanan.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, we got to do a College of Business student organization fair. That was really cool. And I know a lot of organizations got a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Interaction with students. And it was really cool. And then I got to meet with the dean for the College of Business this week and talk about student retention, and also just making sure that the student engagement and the interactive on campus. And then I'm trying to think what else. Oh, yeah. Next week, we have our student forum for the College of Business. That is on Tuesday at 12:30 here in this room. So there's going to be faculty and staff, and then also the dean and some advisors for the College of Business. And so students can come here and ask questions about the student forum and all that kind of stuff. So.
Perfect. Cool. A lot of cool things happening in the College of Business. All right. Hall.
So next week we're gonna be having our last health and safety checks for the semester. So anybody in Hall will be prepared for that. And then I know for the 4th floor, we're having mandatory floor meetings to talk about visitors and what we need to do over Thanksgiving and winter break. And that's about it.
Awesome. U-Pines.
After last week's severe weather, there was a couple concerns about safety protocol. So the sirens were not heard on the U-Pines property almost at all, unless you live against the gate. And so we also didn't receive an all clear. I found out from a fellow senator here that we were given that by the police on campus. So I think a couple kids were starting to think, after the tornado almost happened, that there was something there. And then also for fire safety, we can't hear fire alarms all across U-Pines. Only certain places can hear it. So maybe if there's something that the SGA can get together and do about that, I know a lot of kids would really appreciate that at U-Pines.
Good stuff. All right. Is there any other senators for U-Pine? Emma, nothing to report, or she cover it all? Okay, cool. All right. Liberty Landing. Yeah, you might have to. Yeah, you gotta move forward a little bit. Again, I say this every week, but Senator Project for new mics
Good evening,
would
Senators.
be appreciated.
I don't have anything crazy to present. However, I do want to let you guys know, if you are not graduating at the end of the semester, no, at the end of next semester, housing applications open up in March. I got that word from talking to Christina and Shanice. What have we been speaking about? Nothing crazy, really. Don't walk on the sidewalk from Victory to Liberty. It is not open yet. There are not safety procedures there for you guys to be completely safe when walking that. And plus, they're cutting down trees. I would hate for a branch to hit you on just a peaceful walk. So make sure you guys are not walking in there, and advocate for people not to walk there until all construction is done. And what do they call it? The emergency blue poles are there. That's all we have.
Cool. Happy to see that sidewalk getting finished up. Victory Village.
So we had to have an emergency floor meeting basically to talk about plumbing a couple weeks ago. And housing has made the decision that if plumbing becomes an issue again and they have to replace the pump at all of the facility, that the cost will be shared between all the residents at Victory. But it comes out about $25 a person. So it's not like the worst ever, but they've decided to try to curb the plumbing issues by making that the result. Next week's health and safety. Other than that, there's not really anything else.
Okay.
Ashlyn, do you have anything?
Everybody I've talked to has complained about the gate. I'm not gonna lie. But we can't really do anything about it, but everybody I've talked to about the gate has complained about it. So if you're ever in a rush, don't be in a rush there because it takes forever to.
What's going on with the gate exactly?
It's inconvenient, to be completely honest. It's so inconvenient.
And so it's opening slower than like it has in the past, I'm assuming?
Yeah, and I don't know. I think a lot of people were used to living at Victory, and I get it's a safety feature, and that's good. But I think a lot of people were used to not having the gate, and it was nice not having the gate. And they installed it, and it does take a long time to open. And then I talked to somebody today too, and they were like, I think it's like a scam almost because I didn't scan my card, but I just pulled up and it opened. So I don't know. And there's also a big deal too. PSOs are getting like a lot of people ticketed at the housing, which I was gonna ask. I don't know if housing, I guess it doesn't, but everywhere on campus, if you don't have a parking pass, it is free parking after like 5:30. And so we were wondering why it's not the same at housing facilities, but I don't think that's something that could be changed or anything. So
Always worth an ask, and I can try and ask for clarification on. Oh, go ahead. Might have some clarification maybe, or an additional comment from Senator Buchanan.
Yeah, I talked to a PSO yesterday about it for like 30 minutes or so, just about people getting ticketed and all that kind of stuff. And he said that any housing, 24/7 you can get ticketed if you don't have a parking pass, no matter what day it is, no matter what time of the day, weekends, anything. There's visitor parking at each of them, or there should be, that are open for like parents or whoever's coming over. So they have to have just a parking pass, UT Tyler general parking pass. But then yeah,
They
on
actually,
campus.
yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
About the visitor thing, you have to go to the, because I called them and asked them about it. You have to go to the police station and get a parking pass issued by them. And that's every time like somebody tries to come over.
So
That
he
doesn't like
didn't say
physically
that.
live.
So that's yeah, maybe they need to.
Yeah, so
every
I
time.
one of the things I think I kind of want to work on, and this is could be out of my own ignorance, but as far as parking violations go, I would like there to be some sort of resource or document to that's just published out there that's probably a little bit more accessible that students can see that just clearly defines what a violation is, because I think that would clear up a lot of parking related tickets and stuff.
They also took away the appeals too. You can't appeal it anymore.
What do you mean?
I saw on the page it said we're no longer accepting like requests for appeals because you used to be able to appeal a parking pass and you can't anymore. Is what I
You
saw.
should still be able to since the committee exists, but that could just be a IT issue.
Yeah, it was on the website. I haven't called them and asked them about it, but that's just what I saw the one time I looked. So
Okay, so Don just said that what you were referring to is that they had a separate link to do it, but now it's through the parking and citation portal.
okay, all right, thank you.
Go ahead, Secretary Dix.
I just kind of wanted to add on to the visitor parking. So I was having a friend over and I talked to the RA and she was the one that pointed me in the direction of the police station to get a visitor parking pass. So the RAs are aware of it. If that helps anyone, if they need to get directed to someone,
RAs might
ask
be
an
a
RA.
resource. Okay, cool. I have taken notes. All right. Seeing that is there nothing else to report? Okay, seeing none, I now want to move to old business. I entertain a motion to reopen discussion on the SGA meeting time. All right, carried by Vargas, seconded by Scott. So let me stop share real quick and just share. So the rules committee has kind of been putting together and putting in some hard work through trying to show y'all guys positive or negative reasons for having a permanent meeting time on a certain day of the week at a certain time. This is just a little visual just to kind of so everybody can see it. But again, before we discuss or anything, I just want to reiterate why I do think this is important because I support this. But I think it provides consistency, especially for senators that are running or potential senators that are running in elections, that they know exactly when the meeting time is going to be. And so that they can plan their schedule around it. So that way it's not up in the air every single semester. I will say too that I don't plan on entertaining a motion or anything for voting on a permanent date today or anything like that. I'm just seeking feedback, as well as the rules committee seeking feedback. And then also next semester's meeting time will be a different time than it is right now. We are aiming for probably Tuesdays at 5:30 because that was what it was in the past. Not saying that that needs to be the permanent meeting date or anything like that. It is an option, but and again, it's open to discussion, but that is what we're aiming for next semester. Trying to remember if I need to say anything else before we start. Hopefully I'll think of it if I do. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns, points of information about the following days? One thing I will say is that even though the color descends right there, that doesn't mean anything. That's just what the graphic does. So don't think that Monday is somehow a better day than Friday. Could be open to Friday as a threat. Go ahead, Ashlyn.
So if we put on our website that we have meetings at 5:30, do we put that they're 5:30 to 7?
No, we just say that they start at
Okay, 'cause I
5:30.
was gonna say if it says it ends at 7, to the people that have to leave at that time. Okay, that makes sense.
Go ahead.
I would recommend that whenever we do go ahead with this, if we do go ahead with this, instead of putting a specific time within the Constitution, just put a specific day. That way we could be more flexible with the time in there and still give variability so that we can actually be able to do business.
Okay. Is everybody agreed on the point of like why we're doing this as to, okay. And again, this is just to provide consistency. And one of the other important aspects of this is, because I know that there's other organizations, I'm not ignorant to that, and I want y'all to all be a part of them, is that hopefully if we have an established meeting time, those other organizations, if they want to encourage people being involved in student government, can plan their meeting times as well around that date. It's not, I'm not trying to come in and, you know, step on anybody's toes. I'm trying to make it to where everybody can engage in everybody else's stuff. So that's one of the driving factors behind that as well. Go ahead, Senator Govea.
Just by show of hands, who's cool with 5:30 on Tuesdays for next semester's meeting time?
If you're undecided and don't have a class schedule yet, that's
Alright.
fine.
I think it'd be easier. Who is not okay with that time? Okay.
We also have a hand raised on Zoom as well.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Ashlyn.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know my mic was on.
You're good.
So, okay, if I work because I work at the HPC and I'm a building manager on Tuesdays from 7 to 11. When I have to put, and I have to show up to that shift, there's no other way I can change it. It's like a set for a whole semester and everything like that. When I just put in an absence request every week to leave early if I had to.
If you're leaving from the student government meeting to your shift, is that what you're
Yes.
asking?
Yes, like if I have to leave at like 6:55 to get there.
Yes.
Okay.
Vice President Bennett. Yeah, you can do that. That's probably okay. So what Valerie just said, sorry, Ashlyn. People are smarter than me. So what Valerie just said is that what you can also do if you have something like that is you can just put one in at the beginning of the semester, and then that will just be yours for the beginning of the semester. You won't have to keep doing that every week.
I just want to know that like that's fine because I would be there for the majority of the meeting. I would just have to leave early, most likely.
Okay. And let me just say some other principles too, just so that way they're all out there. There's not going to be a day where everybody's agreed upon or a time where everybody's agreed upon. And that's just because it's imperfect. And that's because y'all are awesome because y'all are involved in stuff. So kind of y'all's fault if you really think about it. I'm kidding. But that's one thing. And then one of the other things too is that again, we want to do this so that way we have this time that we're announcing to everybody, organizations, but as well as the whole rest of the student body, faculty, staff, and administration, if they want to participate in our meetings for any given reason. This provides consistency for them as well. This is also for the public too. So this also provides consistency for them knowing whenever we're meeting because these are public meetings. But yeah. Yes, I think that I'm not missing anything. If you're on rules committee or if you just simply have an opinion, feel free to jump into.
I motion to set the meeting time for the spring semester for Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m.
It's motioned and seconded. We have to vote on it. All in favor of having next semester's meeting in spring 2023 at Tuesday at 5:30. Please raise your hand or do a thumbs up emoji. Zoom, can y'all hear me? Because I'm seeing a bunch of no votes. Okay, there we go. They're coming in. 2/3. All opposed, please raise your hand or do a thumbs up emoji. Or thumbs down emoji. Any abstentions? Okay, Tuesday at 5:30 passed. Cool. If that affects you in any way, shape, or form, please feel free to meet with me afterwards and we can talk through it. I promise we can try and be flexible in some way, shape, or form. So don't worry. And so let me just reiterate that too for the recording and for everybody. That was just for next semester. The longer conversation is making this permanent in the Constitution for in perpetuity. So I say we revisit this back next semester as well, just because I don't want to provide any more confusion. Any other closing comments, questions, or concerns? Tuesdays at 5:30 are back.
I motion to close discussion.
Motion by Govea, seconded by Senator Vargas. All right, motion. We don't have to vote on that. Well, I will go ahead and stop share and move back to our agenda. The other item to vote on is actually within new business. I entertain a motion to discuss drafting a letter of support for voting and drafting a letter of support for the Texas Department of Transportation. Yeah, y'all got me. Carried and seconded. So yes, Director Kraus came and spoke to y'all, and so I'm sure now y'all are well aware of what that grant proposal is. I'm obviously in favor of it. It's no money that is a burden on the student body. So and again, it's not guaranteed. This is a proposal. The Texas Department of Transportation still has to approve that, and it's a multi-step approval process as well. First step is just getting approved for it. Second step is approving the finer details of it, like construction, who you're hiring, stuff like that. So if nobody has any questions, comments, or concerns, what I want to do is I want to ask for an official vote in favor or against, but mostly in favor of supporting this grant proposal and drafting a letter. What will happen is if it is voted for and approved is that the executive board will get together, draft the letter, we'll come back next meeting and we'll present it to y'all. If there's any critiques that y'all want to make, we can make those, and it will have the official count of what the Senate voted on as well. Like who voted in favor, who voted against, who abstained, who didn't vote. Is everybody clear on what would happen? All right. All right. It was motioned by Senator Scott, seconded by quite a few senators. All in favor, and please keep your hands up for a while because we need to count them both on Zoom and in person. All in favor of supporting this grant proposal and formally endorsing it, please raise your hand or do a thumbs up emoji. Did you get everybody on Zoom somewhere? Okay. Any opposed, please raise your hand or do a thumbs down emoji or heartbreak emoji. Any abstentions? All right. That was overwhelmingly approved. Cool. So like I said, we will draft that. We'll begin talking about it in our next executive board meeting. I'll task it to be drafted and then we'll present it to the Senate next meeting. All right. Advisor Nieves comments. All right, there's a volleyball game going on, and if you can go to it. I'll try and wrap this up fast. Patriot Zone watch party for it. So if you can go do it, go to the Patriot Zone and watch. Work on homework while you do it too. All right, just a few announcements. Again, Student Regent, Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, Some of y'all are rolling your eyes because I say this so much, but it's not true. Nobody rolled their eyes, I don't think. 0 applications so far, and it's due in 10 days. So please apply. Please, please, please apply. Yes, you do need to apply. Everybody needs to apply. Robert, you have something to say?
I do want to say this was amazing. We finished in under an hour, y'all. Congratulations. We're doing
Congrats.
great.
Okay. Yes, Senator Vargas has a question. Yeah, go for it. I'll repeat it. What? It is kind of a time commitment because what you would be doing as student regent, I can't speak for the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, similar. So for student regent specifically, and I'll speak to that, but what you are basically, and this is a very pseudo way to think about it, but you're student government president for the UT system. Just think of it that way. And so doing so, you're required to go to the Board of Regents meetings because you sit on the Board of Regents as a non-voting member, hence the name student regent. And then you also are required to visit every institution, all 14 of them, 13. It's changing, isn't it? 14, 13 still? Okay. So as well as still be enrolled and doing whatever you're doing. So yeah, so that's a time commitment. It is a very prestigious role though. I mean, it's a high responsibility. So I'm not sure. I would hope so. I think so. It is not a paid, it is a paid, not a paid position, but all expenses are paid for. Senator Buchanan, go ahead.
If you're in the fall of next year, then you couldn't apply for it. Is that right?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
You have to be, yes, unless you plan on being enrolled in a UT school.
All right.
So you have to be enrolled for the full time that you
I
are.
will hope to be at TAMU. So
Yeah. All right. Flag Festival. It is Monday. They're asking for people to come out and help carry the flags for international students. And so there's going to be a huge crowd out there, but you'll get to march around campus and everything. It'll be really cool. You don't have to be an international student to carry a flag because they're just wanting all the flags to be represented and carried. So if you can do that, contact me. It's a really cool opportunity, and I'll put you in contact with the people that you need to be in contact with for Monday at 10:30. There's other events that are going to be going on throughout the week and throughout that Monday. So plan to go to those, look for those on Patriot Engage. Senator of the Week. Wait. Yeah. Wait. Senator Tran, congratulations. I really hope you can see this screen right now. Okay. I really hope you can. Senator Tran, you were nominated just for being super prudent and being to every meeting and just for being an awesome representative, not just for the Houston campus, but also for engineering. For those of y'all that didn't know, Senator Tran is also a senator for the College of Engineering too. So she has dual roles. But yeah, congratulations. One of the things that we also want to do, and I think this was Robert's idea, but in our new office, we are going to have hopefully like a little plaque that we switch out every week that we can put a picture of one of y'all in for Senator of the Week, kind of like Employee of the Month, but a lot shorter. So hopefully, yeah, Senator of the Week. But all right, nothing else. Josh, am I missing any announcements? Or I'm good. Headshots, yes. If you have a headshot, please send it to Secretary Dix. We're doing it so you can post about it, and then maybe even have all those on our website potentially. So please send those to Secretary Dix. And if you don't have one, I have people that you can get in contact with about getting a headshot. So
Another thing, communications committee was throwing around an idea that maybe Senator of the Week could do like an Instagram takeover. And so for those of you who already have been Senator of the Week, that would still be possible. You would just be like I was Senator of the Week this week. So just keep that in mind. That's an idea that's been thrown around.
Awesome. Cool. Senator Govea. Wait, you got to get the mic.
I motion to adjourn.
Motioned by Senator Govea, seconded by Senator Scott and most other people. All in favor of adjourning this meeting, please raise your hand or do a thumbs up emoji. All opposed, please raise your hand or do a heartbreak emoji. Any abstentions? All right, seeing none. Thank y'all for coming. This meeting's adjourned. Go to the watch party for volleyball.
Bye, Zoom buddies.
Yes. Let me stop recording really quickly.